Hello, salut, buongiorno, and welcome to another episode of the Traveler's Haven podcast series, where we will be looking at all things true travel professionals need and need to hear. I'm Sam, and I'll be your host. Now, on this show, you've heard me talk about the importance of accommodations time and time again, but beyond just the property owner, there's another point at play to help make these nurse assignments and travel vacations work with efficiency. Today, we'll be talking about the importance of working with a property management company. And for that, we have a Saskatoon based property management company that is quickly rising in public interest. Please welcome Megan Norton on behalf of Squire Properties. Megan, it's good to have you on.
Hello, it's good to be here.
So, Megan is here to help walk us through how Squire deals with short term to mid term rentals, which would, of course, be the best accommodations for any travel nurse on assignment. So, without further ado, are you ready to get into the questions, Megan?
Absolutely.
Okay, so first and foremost, obviously, what is Squire Properties? How is it funded? How has it evolved? And how does it work within the Saskatoon real estate market?
So, Squire Properties is a real estate brokerage that focuses mainly on property management of condominium communities, rental buildings, and single rental units. And where Squire Hospitality is a subsidiary of Squire Properties. So, we focus mainly on our short term rentals, and that's kind of my area of expertise.
Okay. And what does the Squire team look like now? So you're the short term rental person. I'm assuming you have a couple other people.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, of course, our office coordinator. We have a maintenance and cleaning team. We have a couple other property managers, and we also have some agents that work in association with Squire.
Okay. And then, so you deal with short term rentals, you said. So, how do you sort of step in to help these property owners who want to rent to the short term guests that they get or traveling professionals? How do you step in to sort of help them through the process? And how does Squire Properties give them a platform to work off of?
Yeah, absolutely. So we really like to leave it up to our clients' discretion if they want us to be full hands on or not. Usually, we like to offer a full service. So everything from furnishing the rental units to coordinating guest communication, getting it set up on all of our third-party platforms, as well as any maintenance issues, cleaning staff, and really just stocking the units well for all of our guests. So we really just like to take full opportunity almost to just let the client relax and we'll handle it for them.
Okay, that makes sense. So, step in and really do a lot of the work that would confuse the client.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I guess that sort of leans into the next question, which is I was looking on the website and I saw that it mentioned that your approach is a casual professional style. And I wanted to know how that style sort of influences how you work with your clients and what that more or less entails.
Absolutely. So when we come to casual professional, so on one side of things, we're the professional. So we really care about cleanliness of our units. We really care about safety for all of our guests and maintenance issues and any problems that arise, we handle those with the utmost profession. So we like to think that it's us and the guests versus the problem instead of sometimes in most cases it's the property manager versus the guest and the problem.
Okay.
That also ties into our casual. So we like to be very, very approachable. So we want them to come to us with any problems, anything like that, and we're there to help. And in most cases, you're reaching out to your property manager and you're on a phone tree and then you're all of a sudden transferred a bunch of times and then you're got a voicemail and no one actually answered the phone. Here, we are always here and it's a real person you're going to talk to. Most of us are in loops of what everyone's doing, so we can answer that question or that concern immediately without going through all these phone trees and going to a voicemail. And we're also we're very flexible on our guests. So if they're checking in at 1 a.m, we can accommodate that. So we're very flexible in those ways.
Okay. Okay. So you work with not just the property owner themselves, but you also work with the person actually moving into the property.
Yes.
Okay. I see. I see. And then so for the property owner, you act as that extra sort of helping hand that does similar to what they do, but alleviating the problems that they would normally have by themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a great maintenance staff. We have great cleaners when we're contracting out. We have those personal relationships with Saskatoon based companies, not franchises or anything. So we've built those great relationships and where if something needs to be done, it can be done and solved as quick as possible because we have those relationships and friendships.
Okay. I see. So when you say those friendships, you mean with sort of the appliance people that you'd be able to reach out to quickly get them in the place.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that makes I see how that would make things very speedy and very good because then they wouldn't have to wait too long to get any of these issues resolved.
Exactly. And we here are very good at following up. So sometimes things will get swept under the rug and it's slowly turning into a bigger and bigger issue where if we're working with third party contractors, something like that, we will follow up until it's done. We will almost every day.
Okay, that's good. Make sure that nothing ends up going unnoticed then.
Exactly.
Okay, and as a Saskatoon-based company, and you're beginning to expand right now, you're even almost, I would say, quite large in Saskatoon, but you're starting to expand outwards into the entirety of Saskatchewan. What are the trends that you're noticing in the short-term rental market? So, have you noticed any trends in traveler demand, corporate stays, travel nursing, anything that may have changed the popularity of these properties and how they're marketed and managed?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we have seen a big hike in traveling professionals and travel nurses, especially. So we focus mainly on short-term units downtown Saskatoon. So they're close to everything. They're in within walking distance of both of the major hospitals here. There's corporate offices all around, so that's what they seek the most is being in that core where sometimes they don't have a car and it's really hard and they'd have to call an Uber or taxi every time they need to go to work or something. So it's really nice for them to be able to be a 5-minute walk from the office or from the hospital. And downtown has so much to offer anyways. So we've definitely seen a demand in that.
Okay.
And as for marketing goes, honestly, it's just a lot of word of mouth. We've noticed a trend within travel agencies of one travel nurse using us, and then it goes around and round. And some travel agencies will just directly reach out to us and handle it for their nurse.
Yeah, that makes sense. And to talk on the uptick in travel nurses that you've seen, I've certainly seen that what with, recent healthcare issues being, a sort of understaffing problem across just Canada wide, uh, I feel like the closeness in these locations, the ability to provide a property that is within close proximity to the hospitals and a lot of the um, sort of commercial areas is a huge plus that I've seen even when I've talked to other travel nurses where, you know, you don't really get a car whenever you go down unless, in certain circumstances you do, but having that ability to just go from your property to the hospital and then from your property to the surrounding area without making it a hassle is a very big plus in what is probably a developing market of travel nurses, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. So we get travel nurses from all the way from the United States or other countries across Canada, and most of them don't have a car. So being within the central city of like Saskatoon, it is definitely beneficial for them. And we're also here to work around their schedule. A lot of them are coming in and just starting night shift right away. So that's why we provide a very easy check-in process. We send some follow-up if they need anything. They'll reply at like 2 a.m. because they're on shift. And so we're just very flexible. If they need anything, we could come at certain times. So that's really we've seen a hike of more nurses come to us as other nurses have put word of mouth of those things.
Yeah, that makes sense. And actually, I do want to talk on something. So you said you've seen a lot of the night shift nurses, and I guess that's where Squire really is a plus, where you would have the ability to solve these issues that otherwise might take a landlord some time because, first they have to see, then they have to figure out how to solve the issue, especially these first time landlords. For you guys, because you already have everything sort of on speed dial, you'd be able to fix that issue as quickly as can be, which for someone doing the night shift would just be, you know, the best case scenario for them, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. We have amazing guests, not just travel nurses, but everyone. So they really, if there's a problem, they'll tell us immediately and we will try our best to fix it that day as fast as we can. And the best thing is we have a phone line and someone will answer. It is constantly monitored. Usually we like to keep guest communication if it's through Airbnb, but if there's an emergency, that line is always monitored through for a real person. So it's just more beneficial for our guests to be able to talk to a real person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people are more comfortable whenever they call through and they reach a real person who can actually understand the specifics of the problem they're having.
Exactly.
So, on the topic of Saskatoon, I wanted to know if there are any particular neighborhoods that are, the best for these short term properties. I know that you said that you deal mostly with downtown, but as someone who's not very familiar with that Saskatoon myself, I want to know if there's anything in that neighborhood that is, worthwhile. Is there anything that stands out to you as someone who lives in Saskatoon?
Yeah, absolutely. So within downtown Saskatoon, of course, everyone loves the mall. We have a huge mall here midtown. We have great local shops and restaurants. We have great local coffee shops. Um, you're within walking distance of everything. So that is definitely the biggest plus is you could go from being at a coffee shop then to having lunch and it's all within a very short distance. Yeah, so we like to really keep things local.
Makes sense.
So actually right now we're working on making gift baskets for our guests and we're trying to work with local companies to try and get some benefits for our guests or like small little coupons and that it would also benefit that local business as we have new travelers coming in all the time and they're really being like pushed towards those businesses. So it's just local businesses supporting businesses.
Makes sense, keeping the community connected all at once. Okay. And I want to talk a little bit about the sites. I don't know. I've heard Saskatchewan has some very good sites. I would assume that Saskatoon is the same. It has a pretty good naturalistic beauty to it, I've heard. So I don't know if you have anything to say on that or
Yes, it does. We have the Saskatchewan River that runs right through downtown. A lot of our suites do look over the river, so that's a big plus for anybody coming. They love to see that. Most of our suites are also within walking distance of the river, and it is the most beautiful walk, even in the winter when it's cold. It's still beautiful. We get some great sunrises and sunsets, and then hopefully you get to see the northern lights. We've had a couple guests come in and send us pictures of the northern lights they saw from their units. So that's awesome.
oh my god,
It's just really great views here. Yeah.
that's amazing. The northern wow, I can't that would be amazing. I can't lie. That is one of the things that I would like to see the most, to be honest.
Oh, really? You've never seen them?
I've never seen them. We don't get them here much, but yeah, the northern light. I didn't even know you could see them in Saskatchewan. I didn't know they would. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. There's supposed to be a sighting tonight as well. So we get them a couple times a year.
Oh my. Okay. Well. Okay. That is a huge plus. I would say for anyone who hasn't seen. Those are beautiful. Oh my god. And so looking ahead. What's next for Squire Properties? Are there any upcoming projects or goals or incentives that you're excited to share with my listeners or anybody that's following you that you think they should know?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now there is restrictions on short-term licensing in Saskatoon. So we're trying to, as we have the licensing as we can obtain it, if we can or if we can't, we are going to be adding some more and more units to our portfolio right We have a new one coming up just a little bit outside of Saskatoon where we are allowed licensing, and we're really excited about that. It should be active within a month, hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, but we're really just working on doing the best we can with our suites and really how we can improve them. And we're really looking into expanding, obviously, into Regina or Western Canada. So that's probably our closest, biggest project.
Okay. So people have a lot to look out for, it sounds like.
Yes, they do.
Okay. And well, that's actually all the questions I have for you today, Megan. So thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to all my viewers, I say this all the time, but make sure to check out everything that Squire has to offer. In this case, that would be squirepm.com. That's their website for any of your needs. And don't forget to follow their Instagram I believe it's Squire Properties, all one word, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And please follow them to keep up to date. It sounds like they have a lot in the works coming close to the end of this new year, so probably best to keep an eye out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. You've been amazing, Megan. And well, I've been Sam. This has been Traveler's Haven, and I wish you safe travels.